in the movie, the little robot shoots a girl in the leg because he targets anything that's on the floor with his lasers. If you don't follow the story, you should subscribe and then you could follow the story. He shoots anything that's on the floor that gets in his laser grid. So he shoots one of the girls in the leg. She starts bleeding terribly, goes unconscious, crawls back onto her table and, puts a tourniquet on it, but she winds up going unconscious. So anyway, the other two girls are left there to tend with the robot. So the one girl has a pistol with her. She takes a pistol out and fires onto the robot. He's made of metal. They just ricochet off. So the other girl thinks she's brilliant and grabs some hairspray, and when the robot rides by, she leans off of her table and sprays him right in his lens and blinds the robot. So now you see what the robot can see, and he backs up and starts bumping into things because it's all completely fuzzy and it's kind of white and filmy, and his vision is greatly obstructed. So immediately he changes over and you see his screen go to an audio mode. So now he will fire on anything that gets into his laser grid, and he will fire on anything he hears now. So he perceives that as a threat. So what they did was they just made him 10 times more dangerous than he already was. So anyway, we had to really talk about the audio. We've got to discuss it. Some movies that I've seen are fantastic with no audio track at all. I think your audio track is every bit as important as your video. So the girls, now that they've blinded him, they can't make any noise at all. They wind up having to write on their arms with makeup to be able to communicate. And they take things out of their purse and they throw them across the room to preoccupy the robot because they still have to get out. There's a Jeep in the room idling, filling the room with carbon monoxide. So if you've got a room filled with carbon monoxide, you have to leave, and there's a robot on the floor. You can't step on the floor. You have to find a way to get out of the room. And by the way, you can't make any noise now. So it's going to be pretty crazy. So we have to talk about the audio and what we're going to do. The gunshots that come out of the robot, he's going to be, we've started talking about caseless ammunition, that he may be able to carry 1,000 rounds on him. So he would never run out of ammo. You can't just do things to distract him and run him out of ammo because it's just not going to happen. He has enough on board to go. So he's going to have a very unique sound. The sound of the robot himself, we were talking about making his audio using a sewing machine and maybe even a printer, the little noises that are inside him, the electronic sound. So anyway, we're going to start talking about sound. We still have the helicopter in the shop, so we can't use the studio, as a studio. It's a workshop for right now for a while. So we're going to tidy up all these ends. So stay tuned, guys, and let's talk about audio.